Crushes get me up in the morning.
Crushes are my reason for existing.
And then you date
same.
them, and then you're like,
And then you're like,
that's
never
you.
mind. But like, I also don't, like, I won't hit a guy up first. I don't chase men because maybe that's the wrong way to do it.
No,
but
that's the right way.
I just
100%
feel like
agree.
it's the guy has to like you more.
Exactly,
He has
yeah.
to like you more, or else
Yeah.
it's not going to work.
We are here with stand-up comedians Keren Margolis and Amanda Gail. So excited to have you both.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We were already getting fired up before we started recording. I was like, wait, we gotta wait.
A lot of things are happening
With
here.
a bunch of topics.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to start out with, Corinne?
Well, I want because this gets on Karen's mind. I want to hear why feminism lied to us.
People aren't going to like this.
I know,
go.
and
I
that's
love
my
it.
People
favorite way to
aren't gonna
start a
like it.
podcast
Yeah.
is to really dig our own grave, and then we'll see if we can get out of it.
It is. People are going to get mad at me because it's like a very like conservative media talking point, and I get that. And like I am like very, very far to the right. So that's true. And I am on board with this.
You're like, so the reason why it sounds conservative is because I am very conservative.
I'm so conservative now. But also part of what pushed me there is because this is true. Like it's true.
Let's
So
go.
I'm like,
What is
okay, that
it?
makes sense. Well, because here's the thing. And like, I can't speak for anyone else, just speaking for myself, okay?
Sure.
But I was raised very like, you know, family and stuff comes second. Focus on your career, focus on your education. And I did that.
Yeah, you're a Jew.
I'm a Jew. Right. They're like, number one is money. Number two is career. Number
Right.
three is...
Yeah.
So I did that. And now I look back on it and I'm like, that was incorrect. Like that was not the correct... That wasn't the right thing to do. Here's the thing. The door doesn't really close on career, not really, but the door does close on having a family, on it gets harder to meet someone who wants the same things that you do for the future, like wants a family or wants whatever, and you're biologically just not going to be there forever.
Yeah.
So if that's something you ever want as a woman, that's something you have to prioritize and think that you want young, the same time that you're deciding that you want a career or that you want to go to college. But that wasn't even remotely on my mind. It wasn't part of the conversation at all. It was almost like
shamed. You're shamed if you
If you want a relationship?
it was
If you wanted-
unfeminist.
Right, like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's like...
You're good.
I felt like growing up, because, you know, obviously we're the same era, but I felt like if someone said, I want to be a housewife, we would have been like, what? You just want to be a housewife?
Yeah.
It's like, what's
your
wrong
problem,
with that?
you
First of all,
lazy
that
bitch?
is inherently misogynistic.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
shaming women's work.
Yeah.
You know?
And what they want.
And what they want. Maybe, you know, not every woman wants to climb the corporate ladder and move
Right.
to New York and do the big city, you know? So...
But even in comedy, like it really, like especially I guess post-pandemic when I won't speak for anybody, but I was like, what am I doing? What's happening? And then, you know, things settled down or whatever. But I'm like, but that's a real question is like, what's next? And, you know, let's say I live for another 50 years.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Am I
All these
telling dick
articles
jokes?
lately, by the way, that are like, here's how to live, add 10 years or 20 years onto your life. I'm like, no, thanks.
Let's do the opposite.
Why? But so what, Keren, did you wish you were told and at what age that would have put you on a different path than where you find yourself?
I wish I had even been taught skills that you need for domestic life. Like, I don't know how to cook. I didn't know how to do laundry till I was like 20. Like, which I mean, I know how to do it now, so we're good. But you know what I mean? Like,
Take care of yourself and
take
then
care of yourself,
eventually
but
a house.
also take care of, make sure like a baby doesn't die. You know what I mean?
that's a big
And
one.
I heard that comes naturally, but you know, I don't know.
knows?
I'm still up in the air.
I know your tits take care of it for part of the time.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the time you have to like figure it out and like how stoves work and stuff. And like that's
Stoves be tricky.
They are hard. That is true.
they be tricky. Nobody be born knowing that.
But like, you're a very smart woman. You're a very smart, like, I look at you as like a capable person. So like, what are some things that like what's because a lot of this stuff you can learn from YouTube, honestly.
You're
like
right.
cooking you could totally learn and you can develop appreciation for it. And like, I
Totally.
wasn't told how to cook. My mom made steakums and peanut butter and butter sandwiches. Like, I didn't know how to cook.
Also, like, I mean, like, men can do those things too.
They can. And every boyfriend I've ever had has cooked. And like I've dated two guys who have kids and like they are great because they had to learn to cook to keep this thing alive.
And they
Right.
probably had to learn how to do all that shit the hard way by like having the kid.
Totally.
And going, oh, fuck, how do you make mac and cheese?
But I almost am like I have a twinge of envy with them because I'm like, but you did it. And yes, it's hard for them and it's stressful and they're co-parenting. And I get that that's not necessarily the ideal family life and they're all guilty about it and they're, you know, overcompensating in weird ways. Fine, but they did it. They have that. And I look like, as I've gotten older and as I've dated these people, I saw that and I was like, but I want that. And I didn't know till I was exposed to it. And at that point, it's like, but those weren't my husbands. Like those weren't going to be my life partners.
Yeah.
So then after every relationship, you go, okay, I'm going to start again. And I don't know, like, you know, you can control certain things that you do. I can get on an app and I can go on dates, but I can't really control when I meet someone or when I fall in love with someone or whether they're compatible with me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what my destiny is. And if I had prioritized that earlier in my life, your probabilities are different. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think you would have married one of your earlier boyfriends if you did try?
No.
No? Okay.
Well,
I look back and I'm like, the guys that I thought I was going to marry. Oh,
I was
my God.
delusional. Yeah, I was in full delusion
Yeah.
and crazy. And thank God I never married the wrong person. Thank God I never had anybody's baby or got pregnant. The last one I would have married. We differed on what we want for the future, so that didn't work out. But he was the best guy ever. But I wasn't, here's the thing, I wasn't even attuned to what would make a good dad and husband. I just met these guys and fell in love.
Yeah.
Like, all due respect to comedians, is probably not going to be one of them.
No,
You know?
I would hope not.
Yeah, I would hope not, for the sake of like a child.
Yeah. And you.
And my vagina, yes. You know? So yeah, it's like, it's not, listen, it's not a lost cause. It's not hopeless. Like, if you're like whatever age is, you know, people, whatever, but you can make whatever you want happen for your life.
Feminism, like the bullshittery of feminism in your eyes, contributed to this? Like it goes along with, because I know Corinne said like a Jewish upbringing, but also the feminism was kind of what pushed you to be like career, fuck the family, because it does peer pressure you to do that.
It was perfectly said. It was like a social peer pressure.
Yeah.
You know, I went to a good school and I got a great education and okay, I'm not saying those things aren't great and important, but they're also great and important.
Yeah.
And so now what? Like, am I just going to tell dick jokes on stage for the next 50 years? Like, I want something that's more that, but more.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And college is a fucking scam. I mean, unless you're like a trade, like a doctor. I mean, Americans have been tricked into paying so much money for an acting degree. Like, I got an acting degree. What? Like, it was a beneficial time in my life because I didn't know. But yeah, it's like there's so much living as women we do for others and not ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we feel so fucking cheated when we realize that's not what I wanted. But then it's like, okay, who is to blame?
Right.
Like, you have to, you know, not blame yourself, but like take responsibility in that you pivot. You take control to pivot.
Right. But even when we were growing up, all the main characters were tomboys.
Yeah.
I feel like when we all grew up, being feminine was shamed out of us. Like, being too girly wasn't cool.
Yeah.
At least where I grew up. You know?
Yeah, I was definitely a tomboy when I was like 9, 10, 11. That's just because I didn't want boobs. I'm like,
no, they don't. I don't want all that.
I wanted boobs so bad. God like flattened me out, and I was like, why? It's so unfair.
I developed early. It was so embarrassing.
Really?
It was so embarrassing.
The grass is always so green on the other side.
I was like 9.
It always
so
is. Because when you're
embarrassing.
like 12 and a grown man is sexualizing you, you're like, I don't want any part of this.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for it. I was waiting to be
loved that.
sexualized. I was like, yeah, come on, fellas. Let's go, baby.
I never met a lifeguard that I didn't want to be sexualized by. I was like, let's go.
Oh my God.
There wasn't a single English teacher. I was like, what? God, why?
All these English teachers are cool, right?
They were so hot and cool.
Well, because they've mastered the language.
Yeah.
Right.
Poet, they know
Hot.
poems.
Yeah.
They know English.
You're like a sensitive man. Okay.
Oh my God, and they love poems.
Yeah.
They do.
Like, where do I get one of those?
Haikus.
I also think it's interesting though with the points you just brought up, Karen, because being jealous of men, I think, is an interesting concept to discuss.
Yeah.
And it's easy to be because things seem easier for them.
Yeah.
But I also think men are willing to just accept a partner more frequently, and women are searching for a soulmate until they get older and realize that maybe that's not going to work out, or maybe the soulmate is they're going to have a tumultuous relationship with. You know, I do believe. I don't know. I do believe we all have soulmates, whether they be romantic or not romantic. And I think there are multiple soulmates, not one. But I also believe that like that's not necessarily the person that you end up with, because a lot of times the relationship can be tumultuous, and perhaps they're just here to teach you whatever lesson your fucking soul is supposed to be learning.
I think you're right. I hate lessons too, but here we be. And like
they're very valuable.
They are, and they're always hard. Like nothing, you don't learn anything the easy way. At least I don't. Everything just slaps me across the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then, I mean, you're right. And also I've changed I think conception of what I'm looking for. Like, there's certain things if you want a family, which at this point in my life, that's a real priority.
Yeah.
That aren't, like, do I need, like, the romance of my life? Like, that would be so nice. It would be the ideal to meet someone I was so in love with, so attracted to, had amazing chemistry and sex with, and had a great job and tons of money, whatever. But short of that, if he's like good to me, a good person, and has a great job and lots of money, that's good enough.
Yeah. And also too, like, if you are looking for a life partner, I always, like, I think about this with my partner. I'm like, one day we're going to be 80. Yeah. And we're going to look like 80.
Right.
And we're not going to be like these hot, like these people with energy and who's the guy that I want to sit next to when we're 80. Right. And you look at, then you start to look at the qualities of that person and go, oh shit, I could like long-term live with this forever.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last heartbreak was like saying goodbye to the vision of the future I thought was totally possible with this person.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh gosh.
And so what was wrong?
He doesn't want any more kids. He's like the best guy.
Oh, so he already has children
dad,
from a previous relationship? Okay.
Damn.
who's great.
Yeah.
And you got to
so
see how
one
good of a
point,
dad he was, I assume.
the best, and such a good guy and a good boyfriend and like a good professional, and like he's just got his shit together and is the loveliest person. And there was never a catch with him. There was never a point when I got to know him more and I was like, oh, but this is how he really is. It never happened.
Wow.
We don't want the same things.
It's kids meeting kids.
Yeah,
and
meaning
it's just
kids.
The kid. I mean, kids is a big one, but
And
was it anything else?
Nope. That's it. That was it. And he was
it's a
like,
big one.
go. He was like, if that's what you want, like, get on with it because time's ticking.
Sucks.
And
Well, and that's showing real love for you too,
Totally.
to be able
It
to like
is.
release you. Because most men, especially, I know this gentleman is a little older, and like younger men, I think, are guilty so often of just like eating up your time and not
Totally.
thinking in that way, and not being
Conscious of it.
Yeah, conscious of your time. Exactly.
it's such an act of love to release someone back
Makes
into
it
the
harder.
wild.
That makes it harder.
Yeah.
But it makes me
Absolutely.
love
That
him
adds
so
to the
much
list of
more.
things.
Yeah, that's the
Beautiful
list of
to
things
end a
that he's
relationship
great.
on such a good,
Yeah.
respectful note. My
He's
God.
the best. I know, like, made me want to marry him more. I was like, you know what? Like, can we
Right.
just squeeze out one? Like,
Can't you call me a bitch?
I know. Can you like elbow me away once? Yeah.
Now, speaking of kids, Amanda, you were saying you froze your eggs.
Yes.
And you had an interesting experience with that. You were saying a bunch of interesting facts. So what made you do it and how's it going?
Well, I'm at the age where time's a ticking, right?
Yeah.
So I went to a fertility specialist and they took my blood and the sonogram, and it turned out I did have a high follicle count. Okay. So I ended up freezing 27 eggs.
Wow. And how many period cycles did you have to do?
Just one.
Oh shit, you got a lot.
That's a jackpot.
That is
crazy. I know. I was really, it was
Good
like,
for you,
proud of
girl.
myself.
You fertile as hell.
I know. Hell yeah. Ashkenazi Jews. Let's go.
Oh, I'm an Ashkenazi Jew.
You
oh,
are?
cool. Maybe that means I'm fertile.
Have you,
I don't know.
have
I think we all. I think we all are.
Are we all Ashkenazi?
Cool. I learned that recently that I'm Ashkenazi.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we are fertile. I think
Yeah,
people don't
cool.
talk about that enough,
Sweet. Well, that's cool. So what, were you with a partner when you decided to do that?
Yeah, I have a on again, off again boyfriend. So,
those are always fun. Yeah. Yeah.
But just to have it,
for you. Yeah.
It's like an insurance policy.
And
right?
you only froze eggs. You didn't do any embryos with his. Yeah.
No, I just
Interesting.
because I don't.
Yeah, because you don't know.
TBD.
You want to keep your options open.
Right. He hasn't done the dishes. I just want to like.
No, I agree. But what I know from conversations with my OBGYN is that basically, like, they can't tell if the egg is healthy until they create an embryo.
Got it.
Okay. So you
like,
got 27
you're,
chances.
yeah, exactly. So like the eggs
That's
can look
sick.
great, but then it's like every like step in the process, it's like the percentage dwindles. It's sad,
It's heartbreaking.
really.
No, the IVF
Yeah.
journey, the whole journey is heartbreaking. But I was telling you guys this earlier. Every girl I know, well, it's actually just 3 girls, but they froze.
Three's a good amount.
Three's
Three's a lot.
3 girls I know froze their egg, met the guy a month later, and had kids naturally. I know 3 girls that
That's
froze their egg
amazing.
and never used their egg. So
Wow.
it's good luck.
All that
Right.
fucking money.
I'm so scared.
Did insurance cover it? Did your insurance cover it?
It doesn't.
I thought the government wanted us to have kids.
what I
No,
thought
it doesn't.
too.
No, they want us to have kids when they want us to have
Right,
kids.
exactly.
So
That's cute.
and that's an interesting problem that I see with like because I think it's so beautiful and kind of helps eradicate the things that you were talking about. That
Totally.
that I agree that feminism, it kind of, before it was like, no matter what, we only have one option, basically. Right. So before we had the only option of staying at home and raising kids, and now it's like, you got to do the career first. And just with the biological clock, you're right. It kind of dwindles it down to one. But that's why I'm so passionate about egg freezing and IVF, because it gives women the opportunity that we should have always had, which is to have it all.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed.
I mean, it's really beautiful. Like, I'm interested in doing this just because I never want to rob myself of an opportunity that I could have had, even though I don't really have any plans on having kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, right. That's how I felt.
The option is such freedom.
I owe myself to go down, the ability to go down any road I want to go down at any time.
And to be discerning with who you pick,
Sure.
right? Because if you're like
Right.
under time pressure and you're like, I guess that guy, and he's not it, and then you meet the one who is, and then whatever people say and feminisms and that, there's still a stigma if like you're a divorced single parent. As a woman, as a man, I think it's harder. As a woman, it's way more.
It's way harder.
Because men don't want that. They don't want to biologically. They don't want to raise another offspring.
And a divorced dad would actually be hotter. Like, women might find that more
I've done it
attractive,
twice,
right? You know, than a divorced woman. Like, I don't think any guy's going, oh, I want a divorced woman. That's so hot, you know?
Right.
I mean, did you have a talk with your on and off partner about the freezing of the eggs? Like, did you let him know? What was his thoughts?
He was very proud of the number. He wants to.
That is such a guy.
my
girl, 27 eggs, one chance.
Well, it was so funny. So when I went into the surgery, I guess, where they extracted the eggs, the doctor said, "Are you bloated?" I said, "No." She's like, "You have a lot of eggs." I looked at your chart and I go, "This girl must be bloated." I'm like, "I'm actually bloated all the time."
Wow.
So maybe it's not allergies.
You're so fertile.
I'm so fertile, you know?
That's so
awesome.
funny.
Well, that's cool. And I wonder too, like, if you got 27 eggs, so they're frozen, right? Until you want to use them. Now, there's got to be a limit on how old a woman can be to actually put the embryo
something.
in.
There's a number, right?
Yeah, so you can be like 47 and have that.
Easily,
Because I would love to have a kid. I would love to biologically have a kid if I could, but like 45.
Yeah, perfect.
Because then I'm not trying to be like, I'm 36 and I'm still like, I want to like look hot and be hot.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like my femininity, my childless femininity is still very important to me. So I'm like, dude, late 40s kid.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. Because then I'll be done with that phase. I assume. We'll see. And then
I feel like though. I feel like women are hot like up until sexually hot until 60 now. And again, thank you technology. Let's fucking do it.
Let's do it.
Millennials look younger than Gen Z.
I know. But to your question, when you sign, you have to sign all this paperwork. They said in the paperwork that they'll keep it frozen until I'm 50. After 50, they're going to throw it away.
It's like a health risk.
Yeah.
So
can you keep it in a bottle or something in your house?
So many women want to have a kid, like want to be pregnant and want to have a kid. There must be women out there that their eggs don't work, but they want someone else's eggs. Like, could you like sell them?
I think so. I
should be if they were healthy.
Yeah, I would. I mean,
especially like if an Ashkenazi Jew wants another Ashkenazi Jewish woman's eggs. Like I can see that being like a real.
And I had a high GPA.
You could pay for your kids' college with the other eggs.
That's right. Oh my God. I saw this TikTok. So the generation of kids that were IVF babies are now like 14, 15 years old. So I saw this TikTok of this girl who wants to give birth. So her mom like froze eggs, like she's an IVF baby. So her mom has 4 embryos left. Okay. And she said she wants to give birth to her brother for her mom because her mom's getting older.
And the mom can't. Oh, wow.
That's where we're going to see stuff like that,
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
We're gonna get back into incest, and I can't wait, guys.
Like your dad's comes in your belly. It's so weird.
It is so weird.
That's wild. So you're on again, off again. Where is that going? Do you think? Like
nowhere.
Nice. That's
gotta be honest with yourself.
That's women's favorite destination in relationships. I feel like we love nowhere.
As somebody with an on again, off again that turned into an on. But you don't know. You know what I mean?
We just get each other. We make each other laugh. I mean, there's so many things wrong with the relationship, but then you like go out with other people and you're like, Matt would find. Oh, sorry, just bleep that out. Matt would find this funny. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're like, oh, I want to tell him, and then we end up calling each other.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you want to come over tonight? Like, we don't even. I don't think we ever broke up officially. I just like moved out one day.
Yeah.
You just moved out. One day.
You were living together and you moved out.
I was staying there for a long time. I saw my apartment, but like, I just like one day just was like, we were just kind of on the outs.
And you're like, how did we get back together? When did this happen?
I know. You know why we're compatible? We're both so non-confrontational. now. Like we didn't even break up with each other. I just like left.
How are we gonna have kids?
Yeah.
Do you want kids? I don't know. Do you want kids? I don't know. Do you want kids?
It's like my water broke. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's great. So one of the topics that you had sent Corinne that we were talking about that I'm like, this is very interesting. It's about cheating.
Yes.
I wanted to ask before we get into that, like, did you experience cheating in your current relationship?
I probably have been cheated on. I just never knew about it.
I mean, all of us probably.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's the best way to live.
Yeah.
You keep me in the dark.
You
I
have
don't need to know.
been, and then you go, but I don't need to know.
Yeah, just like because like okay, I'll take my on again, off again boyfriend. I am so secure of the fact that he loves me that if he went out and saw a girl he was just like so hot for and kissed her and didn't tell me, it's like I'm so secure with the fact that I know he loves me.
Yeah.
You know
Or
what I mean?
kiss. I mean, we're in our late 30s. I mean, I don't. They can kiss whoever they fucking want.
What about like a
And
fuck?
full insertion is a little bit of a different thing.
What about full insertion?
I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I
mean, you could be like one of those people, like when you're insecure in the relationship, you don't need to be their number one lusted after person.
Maybe.
I mean, we never
I don't
are,
want
but
open.
I know. Me
want
and you are looking at each
I
other
wanna
like,
be.
I
better fucking be.
If I am not until the day I die, your number one lusted after person.
I also don't know how a
that's my
relationship
point.
can succeed if he's not
Yeah.
obsessed with you.
Yeah.
Like
That
doesn't mean
you're
there's not-
like
If you want to
but-
fuck other people more than you want to fuck me, I'm never talking to you again.
I think there are some
Right.
guys that love the chase of new women and also love their
Totally.
girlfriends. I
I know.
know that.
No,
I
and I
know that.
agree.
I've
You're
met
right.
guys
You're right.
who cheat, and I know for a fact they are obsessed with their
But
girlfriend.
we're not disagreeing. Like he can be obsessed
want you
with
to wanna
you
fuck
and
me the
like
most.
fucking girl. Yeah, totally.
Like,
and
I want you to be
I've
all
been
over
with
me.
guys
But
like
that doesn't.
that.
They just like men like new. That's all it is.
I know.
It's
So do
not,
women.
It's not prettier. It's not smarter. It's just new.
Yeah.
That's it.
They
There's
do
so
like
many
me,
kinds
but
of cheating.
we don't have to accept it.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like a lot of times society bends to men's bad behavior and
Right.
doesn't stay firm and force men to change their bad behavior.
But women
Also-
want new too, like you said. I think we also
Yeah,
like just.
I want, but like
romance
for
is
me,
fun.
new is like fuck me harder. Like I want the newness
Yeah.
with you. Like
Yeah.
yes, you can like it has to be figured out, but like
Right.
figure it out. Like you're my
Yeah.
person.
Right,
But
I'm not saying like I want to be in an open relationship or I want to get cheated on. I'm just saying I don't think infidelity always means he's not happy in
Right.
with his girlfriend. I think
Yeah.
that's what the guy tells you when he wants to fuck you, and she hates his
course.
girlfriend. No, I've met guys who are like, I love my girlfriend. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
want
have
to talk to
to.
this waitress, see if I could get her.
have you
know?
ever cheated?
Sure. Have I ever cheated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how did you feel? How did it go? And like how did you feel? Like
How did it go?
I've cheated before. I don't regret it at all. I mean, I wish I could have been more honest in those moments,
Yeah.
but it was one of those the day after I did it, I was like, but I'm like, that was my body saying you don't want to be here anymore. My brain was too scared to say
Right,
it. So that was a certain circumstance.
But I mean, it was like in 20s when like
Yeah.
relationships weren't real. So, you know, like really, you're just like, oh, you're going to marry this person? No, you're not.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Well, Karen, you were in an open relationship for a while. Which,
So
yeah.
The eye roll, hilarious.
Yeah. But like I've considered that before with like my partner and I'm like, I gotta be your number one. Like
let me debunk
number one.
Let me debunk the open relationship really quick.
go.
So open relationships, okay, speak to a kind of bottomless pit energy that someone has. There's actually no bottom. There's no floor where that energy comes from because if you're looking for that, you're looking for it and you'll never find it. You'll never
You'll
find
never
the
be
enough
satisfied.
validation
Yeah.
Right.
for what there's a kind of I have learned to really appreciate that. Listen, it's not like I get in a relationship and I don't have eyes anymore and can't, be attracted to anyone. But there's a level of intimacy and closeness and trust that you only have when you're committed to someone. That you can only achieve that way. And you fuck it up if one or both of you is stepping out. I don't know why it is like that. I don't make the rules. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does require a little bit of sacrifice. You can't have it all. I'm not saying you can't have it all, like a family and a career, whatever. But I'm saying you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well,
you cannot.
when there's a
No, I
when there's a
agree.
bottomless pit of any kind for anything, whether it's about fucking or about money or about anything, you're done until you realize you need to fill that pit with your own work, self-work. You're fucked.
Right.
Everything from there.
It broke us up, and it wasn't the sex stuff that broke us up, but it was where that sex stuff came from.
Right,
that
right,
was the
yeah,
problem
yeah,
because
That's right.
there's no limit to that. Like you can't validate someone enough who needs validation from everyone. You just cannot. And that's gonna.
So that was a comic.
You know it was.
Tell me they did a stand-up comedian.
You know that it was. But and it's, you know, it was also like we had a mismatched sex drive, and that is, I'm not saying the sex is the number one most important thing in the world, but you should be like kind of well matched in that regard. Because
Was yours the higher one or the lower one?
mine was the lower one. And he was mean. Like he was like, "Oh, you're frigid." I'm not at all.
Ugh, that's a word that gets used against women
I'm
all
not.
the fucking time.
Right. Like,
Fuck that.
I'm gonna be now that you said that.
Yeah.
100%.
Only
It made
frigid.
my vagina dry up like immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me frigid.
Because he's
Don't
not
call
curious.
me frigid.
Like, you need your partner to be curious about you too. Like when
Right.
you're
Yes.
exhibiting a behavior that like it starts to get on their nerves or they get confused by it or they're hurt by it or whatever, instead of going like, why the fuck are you like this? Go, hey, like, let's explore why you're like this because it causes me stress and I want to know, like, there's roots to this. Let's take
And
it
that
on.
would be if he was a mature, healed person.
But he
That
wasn't
is-
healed.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than getting in a fight about why you're not having sex.
Ooh,
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yo.
less sexy than that.
Yeah, it's like it's something that I've been through. Because I was really like not feeling having sex when right after my dad died. Like grief was just like no, thank you.
Yeah.
And it was it turned into like such a problem. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain this, so I just left the relationship. Yeah, because I was like, I'm not going to rape myself nightly. Like, you know, it really feels like that.
Yeah,
But
like,
I've been
every
there.
end of my
Yeah.
relationships have felt a little rapey. They didn't do anything wrong, but I'm like, I'm raping myself with your body.
Yeah.
Right,
I don't
right.
like this.
You're just using my body. So
That
like,
is such a female experience too.
Yeah.
Like I
Every
don't.
woman I know has had
I've
that.
never heard a man say that.
No, because
You know?
a man wouldn't get hard.
So if you're in a stage of your life where you're just done with sex, you're not interested, and the guy was like, I really want to fuck, would you be like, just go fuck another girl? I'm so
it
tired.
depends.
Like,
Well, if I'm like
I was-
80,
like I'm saying married for 20 years.
I've had sex in relationships where I'm like, you really want to fuck. I really don't want to, but like we haven't fucked in a while. Let's fuck. And I
Sure.
but I need to like
Yeah,
get
it's like 3
myself into
minutes
a
of your
place.
life, you know?
I'm not gonna like ever put him or myself through like the eye rolly. Like I don't want to
Right.
be there. I need to
Totally.
like I'll get myself there, and it's because I love you and I want you to have like that's okay. But yeah, I've never wished a boyfriend would go fuck someone else. If anything, I sexually fantasize about that.
Oh, yeah.
Like a
Hell
lot.
yeah.
So hot. Like, but like it has to be contained within that fantasy kink thing.
Right.
Totally.
In the reality, you wouldn't like it probably, right? Like in the fantasy, it's
I actually
hot.
would in reality, but
you
like
would.
if we were at a sex club and we met
Sure,
somebody, I would
sure.
think that's so hot. But
Right.
like,
A girl
I
wants your
also don't
guy.
want you ogling people on the street and like
Right.
fucking flirting with people on Instagram. Fuck no.
Right. Don't actively look for another girl, but if
Yeah.
something happens and you're like 30 years into marriage, it's
Yeah.
like, who gives a shit? And so
Yeah.
I'm so tired, you know?
My rule is like, just don't embarrass me.
Right,
That's my
exactly,
big
yeah.
rule.
It's a good
And
rule.
very Sabrina Carpenter of you.
but but just don't embarrass me.
I've heard
Like
you say that too, Corinne. Before.
there's a
Don't embarrass
way
me.
to
Yes.
do everything right, and I like when we were talking, we were saying cheating doesn't mean the relationship's over. In my humble opinion, it's an unforgivable red flag. But there's a way. Shit does happen. To your point, shit does happen.
It's
It is kind
circumstantial.
of human. I do get it. Doesn't mean he doesn't love you or whatever.
Human
but don't
coded.
fucking embarrass me. Don't fuck my friend. Don't fuck someone I have to see.
Exactly.
Oh,
Like, what are you
hell
doing?
no.
Don't be on Tinder.
Don't
where my friends
disrespect
can
me,
see
right?
you.
Where people can see you.
dating
Don't
app.
disrespect me.
Don't do it and then rub it in my face.
Sure, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, no.
Right. Don't not wear condoms and bring it back to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't-
Don't
All of these
disrespect
are
me.
grounds for jail.
Act like if you have your thing, make it your thing, and don't bring it back to me. Don't make it a
Sure.
disrespect issue, and we can maybe get over it.
Yeah, get through it.
You know?
Well, and I mean, but there is this extra level of being like performers for a living because our shit's a little bit extra out there. So
Yeah.
that's where the embarrassment comes in because it's like a little bit easier to get embarrassed, even though these are things that like somehow society has made women feel embarrassed about getting cheated on when it's the men who should be embarrassed.
So
Yeah,
you're
mad
talking about
bitch.
Esther Perel.
Yeah.
Esther Perel says it's Americans that take infidelity really personally. Other countries have lovers. She's like, in Paris, people, oh yes, I have a lover. And then the woman knows about it and just like, yeah, I don't know.
Right. Well, even it's specifically straight people too, because like
Yes.
Dan Savage talks a lot about how gay people just aren't as they don't have like this ownership over
Right.
their partner the way straight people do.
Yeah, and so she says it's because Americans have been sold this dream that marriage is the happily ever after. So when you get cheated on, not
sure.
only did you disrespect me and you were dishonest, you broke my world. My happily ever after is done. So she said Americans take infidelity so seriously.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
countries are like, "It's whatever. You're taking money, people have lovers.
But but I feel like there's like a circular quality to that because it's like, people take it seriously. So the culture treats it really severely. So then that puts it on you. Like, oh, you got cheated on. Oh my God, of course you're going to take it like that,
You're going to stay with him?
Like, like you're going to be the one to break you're going to be unaffected by culture. And you're like, oh, it's not a big deal to me when everybody in the world is like, oh my God, girl, it's so embarrassing. I'm so sorry.
And she's like, he's the president of the United States. Of course I'm going to stay with him. I'm running for office.
Well, also even I love one of my favorite pastimes is reading the comments on Khloe Kardashian's Instagram because people speak about her like that. They're like they act like she's like this like pathetic person.
Right.
Anytime she's because her baby daddy cheated on her and shit. Like anytime they're together or even just like co-parenting, it's her who's getting lambasted, not him.
Right. And Hillary, look at Hillary.
Of course.
People got mad at Hillary for staying with Bill.
Yeah. We're always getting mad at the woman. We're always getting mad at the fucking woman and not giving.
I think they are in love. I absolutely do think Bill and Hillary are in love.
I think they're. What's the thing when you're attracted to someone's
twin flames?
When you're attracted to only their mind.
Sapiosexual.
I think they're sapiosexual with each other. I think that like Bill Clinton is actually like a really smart person, and in Hillary he met his academic equal. Yeah. But I think the Bill's dick wants like a stripper from Tampa.
Right.
Yeah, that's who he is, And
I don't see her being someone that even wants to take on that role within a marriage. Like, not that I know her or really her personally at all. I don't see her being like, do you want me to wear this or this? And doing a little sexy dance. She seems like a woman who's like,
you're going to get.
Go on then. Yeah.
She's
Have you guys had a time where you were very embarrassed by the man you were with? And if so, what happened?
Well, my ex-boyfriend was really active on Twitter. And
that's never good. That is never good.
I don't know that I ever dated a guy that was active on Twitter. And
active on Twitter is one of the worst qualities.
I never thought about that, but that is a red flag. You don't know until you know, though.
It's so bad.
Yeah, so the stuff he tweeted was so...
Like what?
It was unhinged.
Dude, I've had multiple boyfriends where I had to mute them on Twitter because I was like, I can't.
Totally.
Sometimes I look at my ex-boyfriend's tweets and I was like, and I love him dearly, but the tweets are so god awful.
Oh, no.
They're like problematic socially and also not funny.
Oh no! They're little boy humor.
Yeah.
And it's also problematic. It's just a joke.
That's very embarrassing.
Whatever. The Wakanda core joke about a Spanish guy. I don't know. Whatever.
Just very. Yeah. It's
so
just
what
so
was
bad.
Was there a specific tweet that really got your goat?
Drinking that.
Your fans are really gonna be like, why'd you save this guy? They were just like bad.
No, our fans are dumb bitches. It's cool.
They've literally all dated a guy,
and they write us.
They actually don't even give his handle because they might hit him up.
Yeah.
Okay. So he would tweet like racist shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, stop
Jesus
it.
Christ.
I don't stand by this. He goes, Amanda, I'm not racist. I'm friends with Fernando and Larry.
Oh, that's
it's
what
just a joke.
You can't say you have a black friend or a brown friend.
Right.
Dear me.
He's like, Amanda, it's a joke. I'll make fun of white people too. It's like, and he also didn't think like white privilege was a thing. Like he's just very I get that he needs to, but
I was once, and he was never my boyfriend, but I was seeing a guy who grew up in Queens and told me he didn't think racism was a thing.
Oh no. And what do you do from there?
He himself was a person of color. I said, what? The fuck are you talking about?
Where do you go from there?
Right,
yeah.
Right.
I go, okay. I mean, I don't know.
So you had a conversation with him about it?
Thousands.
What did he say? He was just defending himself.
All right, I'll delete it. And then he kept doing it.
Oh, God.
See, that's worse than cheating for me.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I'd rather date I'd rather date none.
It goes back to embarrassment. So, like, if someone was able to stealthily cheat, that's better than actively tweeting where all your colleagues can see.
We're racist shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, oh my God.
Yeah, you got to interrogate that bunny boy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's
what else?
insane.
Like, what? Anything else? Like
that embarrassed me? Well, I guess just not being intimate, like not acting intimate enough. You know that, like,
what do you mean?
Like, well, I had this one boyfriend that came to a family party, and then he told my aunt and my cousin that he wants to move to California. And they're like, Amanda, are you moving to California? I'm like, no. They said, well, Chris is. You should talk to him.
Wow. Men will talk to everybody except their girlfriends.
God damn.
And he's like, oh, yeah, like, I was going to ask her, like, we should, like, and I was like, you fucking idiot, dude.
You fucking were, bitch.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's hilarious. How about you, Karen?
So when I'm in a relationship with someone, I'm in so deep that nothing, unless he's actively embarrassing me, like, you know what I mean? His public behavior does not embarrass me. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy. Like, he could do anything.
One ex of yours is really sick. You've had an array of exes who would fall under this umbrella.
Every single one.
Of the public behavior being questionable.
And none of it embarrassed me because I was like, that's my guy. And I just stand by it. It was stuff within the relationship that would be problematic, but like nothing public facing. Like I'm so ride or die for who I'm with. And then after the fact, I can be like, oh, not so much. But while I'm with you, like, no, I got your back no matter what. Yeah. And genuinely, it doesn't trouble me because I don't care like that. Like it's not, first of all, none of these men were my husband. Yeah. So it's like it's not like the father of my child is tweeting this and that. It's like, my boyfriend can do whatever the fuck he wants. You know?
And it's interesting you were saying earlier about like kind of not dating with this expectation of wanting a family, because when you do date with that expectation, that shit ain't gonna fly.
Not at all.
That shit not gonna fly, because now every single like behavior that they're under a bigger microscope.
That's right.
But it's annoying because no one who seems like they would be a good father is fun.
Yeah,
I know.
Thank you. The best dads in the world. Thank you. Literally, that's it. Either you have fun or you can have a dad. You know, it's like.
Damn, they both sound great though.
I know.
Yeah, I know it's a real problem because I mean, like, I have some exes who like, I'm like, they wanted a kid, and I go, you are like like I wouldn't even leave my dog with you while I went to the bodega. Like,
that's not good.
What the fuck are we talking about? Procreation? Okay.
I know. I'm trying to like go forward and date against type. Like I have.
That's good.
You know, you gotta like, if you can't keep doing what doesn't work.
You're right. Definition of insanity.
That is, and I always like had a beef with that because people are like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over. I'm like, yeah, but that's called practice. Like, of course you do the same thing over and over. Like, that's how you get better.
That is actually hilarious.
Of course you do, but I get it, right? Like, I point taken where if I want to like have a different outcome, I should choose differently. So now I have, like, for example, like I'm Jewish. It's post 10/7. It's more important to me going forward, like having a family that's also Jewish. Just like never, and that's the thing, like I never weighed that, I guess, properly. And now as like a real adult, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess this is the kind of, if I'm going to have a traditional thing, then I'm going to do it in a traditional way. So I have 2 crushes currently.
Love crushes.
Nice.
Oh my God, crushes get me up in the morning.
I know.
Love
crushes are my reason for existing.
And then you date them, and then you're like,
never mind.
I know. I was like trying to make myself have a crush because I was like, I need something. I need that espresso shot.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good,
if we could, crushes.
Oh, a reason to post a story.
2 crushes is great.
Isn't that like
then you don't have to like get
above and beyond the number?
That's right.
You just hop to the other.
I know, but I also am like, I also don't like, I won't hit a guy up first. I don't chase men because maybe that's the wrong way to do it.
No,
but
that's the right way.
I just feel like it's like the kiss of death if you're like pursuing a man, because the guy has to like you more.
Exactly,
he has to like you more, or else it's not going to work.
But wait, okay, so that's out of the 3 choices, that's to me the second best one. But like, have you ever been in a relationship where you liked each other equally? I've been in a couple times.
Not at the same time.
We always different.
That's right.
We
ebbs and
miss each other. We miss each other on the boardwalk.
No, not at the same time. Yeah,
it is so hard to get to that place, and it doesn't always last for a ton of time. But when you get there, it is just blissful. Like once I tasted liking each other equal. Damn, there was no going back. Because I was like, fine. A lot of times I'll enter relationships where I know the guy likes me more, and it's satisfying for a little while, and then I get bored.
Yeah, it's not hot.
Like them.
Right.
But have you ever gotten into a relationship? I've been in many relationships actually where one likes the other one more, and then we both like each other, and then time passes, and then the other one likes each other. But then you come back and you both like each other again.
I've never been in a relationship long enough, so I don't think to go through that many stages.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've never been in a relationship where we liked each other equally on all levels too. Like we're equally sexually compatible, like got along intellectually equally. I've been in a relationship where we loved to hang out with each other equally.
Which is great.
Obsessed with hanging out with each other. It lasted many years because it was so good. But everything else was super, super lopsided. And we were like not peers and not professionally on the same level. And like that, there were just all kinds of, and at that age when I was like in my early 20s and mid 20s and late 20s, That was kind of fine. But like now at this point in my life, like I do want like samesies.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, but
You know?
good luck finding that.
I know. Where are they?
Well, you found it. Yeah, you found it.
Do I just wait till like the first round of divorces is complete?
I mean, I just think you're just putting yourself, it's like guys with catcalling. You keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And then one day someone's going to answer that catcall and you're going to go, "Rawr," and then it's going to be a thing or whatever happens after that. They're going to get laid or whatever they want. But like, yeah, it's just a matter of meeting people, like going on dates, I would think. I don't know. Like I used to date, I was on a dating app for not that long and it was interesting. Like because we're comics, we have a little advantage of like, hey, if anything, this is going to be a hilarious experience. I'm just curious to see what unfolds.
Yeah.
And then just, I mean, women know. Like the first 2 seconds, I know if I like you or not, or if I could like you.
Right.
Totally. And
So-
then we
I wanna
also
fuck you, you know?
we go through jumps through so many hoops. Like I was on the phone with someone and she was telling me about this relationship she's in with this really great guy, but he has a couple things that, you know, she's wondering if they're going to change or whatever. And she was like, "Can I get your
Tell me
feedback?"
what these are.
So I was like, his spending habits and you know,
They could change.
Spending is especially if you're looking to make someone your husband is a huge
Yeah, I
problem.
agree with you.
but that's what she was like.
People
She
overlook that.
Yeah,
asked
people
for
do
my
overlook
feedback,
it.
and I was like, do you, I was like, okay, here's my experience. I'm not saying it's what it's going to be with this guy. But this is every single relationship I've been in is the red flags you see early on are why you will break up.
Sure, yeah.
Every single time without question. And the older you get also and the older he is, you have to, I think, assume he's just like that.
Exactly. He's not going to change.
And when he
No,
gets
he's not.
married, it's
Yeah.
going to get worse when you get married because he feels comfortable.
And you're legally bound to each other.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
the floodgates of your weirdness opens up and it's always what you thought it was going to be at the beginning.
Right.
Whenever you're just like, I don't know, but the rest of it's so good, that thing's going to be it.
I think about that though, then like I think about myself as a partner and there are areas that I'm like, I need to improve on and I'm aware of them. Like some of them I've hit for myself, but I'm like, no, let's just fucking look at this. And I'm like, wow, if my partner went to his friends and was like, she does this, this, and this, I could absolutely see his friends go break up with her.
Right.
But as me, I'm like, no, I want to fix these things.
Right.
Like, and I know I have to fix them. Some of it we can do together, but like, where's there room for
Well, you're a woman,
improvement?
so we actually believe that you might make the changes.
See, that's what I was going to say. It's like women always change.
Women are
like-
constantly
yeah.
evolving in a way
Yeah.
that men aren't, and we'd love you to. This is not us. Like this is us. The door is
invite.
wide open.
Open invite.
Please,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, yeah, financial is very interesting because especially when you become legally bound to each other, that will fuck up your fucking life. We live in a capitalist society. You cannot fuck up the finances.
And you don't even know the laws. Like I know 2 girls that are getting divorced, and you don't even know the laws about your finances, and they are learning the hard way.
Prenup, separate bank accounts. Even if you have a joint, have a separate stash that is for you.
Right. And if they have debt, their debt is your debt.
Yep.
If they die, I didn't know that. I was like, woof.
Even if they don't die, when you're in a marriage, your debt is one debt.
No, but you have to pay for he gets. But if he
He has
dies,
to make his payments.
if he
but then
dies, that debt you're responsible for that debt.
Sucks.
Yeah, that's so lame.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
People
lame.
overlook financial compatibility because it's money.
Well,
is
how do you
everything.
know too? Unless you I guess observe them or you ask.
You ask for their paperwork before you get married.
Totally.
Yeah.
You
I'm
can-
seeing
you
your
have to
bank
audit.
accounts.
Yeah.
And you like do background checks. Like you have to though, because
Background checks.
people might not like, if he doesn't tell you he's a felon, you're going to find out after the wedding. That's going to be crazy for you. Better to pay $50 for a background check or
Wait,
whatever.
have you guys ever done a background check on a boyfriend?
Literally never.
Wait,
I'm talking to me.
you don't have Truth Finder?
I always get to the website and then I fill it out until the part where I have to put my credit card information is. And then I stop.
You're going on dates and dating apps? I know you're with a guy.
Yeah, I'm with a guy.
Any girls out there on dating apps, get yourself a Truth Finder.
What is that? What information will I get?
It tells you everything. It'll tell you if they have a criminal history, their traffic tickets.
You can get pretty far.
Their property.
Are traffic tickets public?
Yeah.
How do you think I know all I know about people, Krystyna? You think I'm just going like this?
I did it when I was on the dating apps. I got Truth Finder, and I would look them up because you have,
Whoa, how much is it?
it's like $30 a month.
Okay,
But
okay.
like if you get
but worth
employed,
it
it's like,
if it saves you
Right,
a heartache
exactly.
down the road.
Yeah,
You can get a full dossier on someone for like
literally.
$100.
So wait, you get their criminal status, you get their like money owed status.
You don't
or
get
their,
that, but you get like assets they have, like if they own a house.
If they own any properties they own.
Yep.
Wow.
You get like where they went to school, like their social. All
So you
this,
could check if they're lying or not, maybe or something.
Right.
Wow.
And, if they're married.
If they've been married,
yeah.
yes.
But they do have a criminal thing where it'll say, like, I saw mine, it's like I got a speeding ticket and it's on there.
Wow.
Like, legit, it's public, yeah.
Oh.
Or just one of
Sick.
us gets an account. We just all use it together.
Yes.
Like, do we need to be
Yeah.
spending $120 a month? Really? Like, get you a friend.
All the women in comedy just have a joint Truth Finder account.
Yeah,
That's a
there's a
great
Facebook
idea.
group. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, no, you got to look shit up. You can find really, I have a love-hate relationship with the internet because I've just found so many wonderful and terrifying things.
Karen, have you ever had a relationship where you wished you went on truthfinder.com?
The things that I found out in relationships are not on Truthfinder.
Oh, okay.
It's like the deep emotional issues. Yeah, they should
like,
be.
and
And
you
yet
really
you
don't love
cannot pay
yourself.
someone to find that out.
The therapist should enter their notes in Truthfinder.
100%. You just
How good would that be?
That would be amazing. I dated someone who started, I was like, you need therapy so bad. And he started going to therapy like right when we were breaking up. And I like our parting, like when I like went to his house to get the rest of my stuff, I was like, we had a little chat and I was like, you must stick with therapy. You have to. If you want any hope of being happy or like finding a good woman, like no one wants this. No one wants you unhealed.
Yeah,
like,
right,
please.
right. Only a damaged woman will benefit from this and you're going to both be fucked.
Yes,
Yeah.
and since then it's been a string of damaged women. And I'm like, well, then that's your MO. You can be, your healing can be the thing that it makes you incompatible with someone else.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh,
which is the best.
Say it louder for the people in the back. For sure. Yes.
And I'm not saying I'm some kind of perfect person, but I just make this big effort, especially in recent years, especially after like a really devastating breakup that I had. And I was like, what's going on with me though? Like,
Totally.
I need to clean some shit up. I'm like, put out certain fires in my life and like grow up.
Yes.
And like,
So
why am I
it feels
attracting
so
these
good.
people?
Why am I attracting
And you
this?
respect yourself.
Like, why do I
you
pick
really
this?
begin to respect yourself for
Totally.
sure when you work on those things.
And
So
then
I'm working on it. And then it really makes it glaringly obvious when other people don't. And it really excludes people from being like, I don't even relate to, I barely relate to the girl that dated certain people in my past, I'm not even capable, like an ex will come sniffing around every once in a while and I'm not the same, I'm not even capable of being in love with them anymore.
Yeah,
I
or
love them.
attracted,
They're great, but like it
That's
will
great,
never
though.
happen.
That's such a blissful,
I know.
that's so great because you're like, wow, I will never be that person again.
Never.
I'm only evolving.
And I was like, what a mess I was, like
Yeah.
to attract this mess.
Yeah. 2019 Amanda has nothing in common with 2024
Literally.
Amanda.
I wish I could tell like younger women, like when you work on yourself and you get firm boundaries and you're like, this is who I am, like pieces of trash are going to continue to come into your life.
Sure.
People are going to
course.
continue to try to go, you don't really mean that boundary. Like that will never stop happening ever.
Yeah.
But like, it's okay because then once you know how to handle yourself, you're like, okay, well, if that's what we're doing, then this relationship isn't for me. And it doesn't have to be a big deal.
Right.
You just leave
Right.
and you're like, whoa, could have been like that the whole time.
Literally.
It's weird because you feel it. I also feel like you see it more clearly with friendships first. So
Yeah.
like as you heal, I feel like I feel like just like not compatible with more and more friends, but it's still doesn't give me the blockages against trash romance partners
Totally.
in the same way. And you're
hits
like,
different.
why isn't this connected? You're like,
you're horny.
There's like, and even beyond that, there's a blindness that comes over you in romance that doesn't come over you in friendships, and it's really weird.
Is it
It is weird. I'm
men
glad
and
you say
women
that.
friends? Like, do you find yourself doing that with men and women friends? Like, do you think you forgive men more?
No, I
for being
actually
assholes?
I delete male friends more because they're doing less work. I mean, I don't have as many female friends, even though I desperately want more female friends, just because of the occupation that we're in. But my female friends are, even if they're not there yet, they're always actively trying. So how mad can you get? Right. Whereas the male friends are like, oh, you've been stunted in this same place since, I don't know, 1974, year of your birth. So
Maybe it's you.
I'm just done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not, I don't want to run in circles with someone I'm dating. I'm certainly not going to run in circles with someone who's not even fucking me.
Right.
Ugh. Like what?
The nerve.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they do come crawling back. Even like, male friends come crawling back in a similar way that romantic partners come crawling back, and I feel the same kind of like, get the fuck out of my. I've started just blocking male friends.
You're savage.
Yeah, I'm just done.
Well, when they don't get the picture, you leave me no choice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But what a pleasure it is when you have a friend who is evolving along with you.
Yeah.
that is like, and I wouldn't say I have that many close friends. Like you like know all of them. And, you know, I have a handful who are like honestly lifers.
Yeah.
Because they are also not the same people that they were a few years ago. And I see it. And it's like, it's like the biggest blessing of my life to like be friends with people like that.
Totally. I'm developing this appreciation in recent years for romantic partners. It's great to have a romantic partner. And friends who kind of call you out on your shit. That is such a gift.
That's an act of love.
In like a kind way. You know, you don't have to be like, but I was somebody who would just take everything personally. So, what do you mean? But now that I don't do that as much, I'm like, oh, wow, this is like a huge benefit.
Yeah,
have you guys had that in a partner before?
I want that.
Yeah.
I've had it. I think you could say what you mean, but don't say it mean, right? They say that.
Yeah,
but sometimes the truth, even if it's triggering, like I've had people say things to me that aren't mean, but they trigger me. And I'm like, fuck this person. But I'm like, no,
you have to remind yourself.
Why are you triggered?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been doing. I had a recent conversation where my boyfriend was calling me out on things that I absolutely deserved to be called out on, was hiding from him, was hiding from myself. And I was like getting so triggered. And I'm like, I just had to tell myself, this is coming from love. He is coming from a place of love. He is on your side. And I could tell by the way he was talking and what he was saying. I'm like, he's coming from a place of love. I'm like, wow, what a great gift that is when someone can just say.
Still with that person?
Yeah. We've been together for like 3 years. We met 5 years ago, but we've been together for like 3-ish. Yeah.
But yeah, I think your partner should tell you the truth. I think if you look fat in a dress, your partner should tell you. I don't think that's mean. I don't think that's mean.
But exactly. There's a way to say it.
Yeah. I agree.
And then you don't say it unprompted.
No,
hey,
but
honey,
you say,
by the way,
I think
you
there's
look fat in that
something, like you
dress.
say, I think there's a dress more flattering on you.
I don't know how I would take that, honestly.
And also like aesthetic. I mean, it depends. Are you going out to dinner or are you going to be a presenter at the MTV Awards?
Right.
Like there's one point, like the one is not important and will make no difference. And you have to say like, is it worth it to possibly hurting this person?
Right.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, discernment, man.
But like
when you're older, it comes to you. Fine.
If I look fat and something I'm going to be on TV on, like someone better goddamn tell me before I get on that television set.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully I would know. But yeah, no, I love a partner that calls me. That's like, I have to require that for men. I test them because otherwise I'll walk all over a person badly. Yeah.
Have you ever been called out in a relationship?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been called out like cruelly in a way that honestly made me lean into the thing that they were calling me out on.
Yeah,
so I was like, fuck you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If like you are being so mean about this, then that's how I am.
Oh, it's so something
Deal
I would
with
do.
it. But, you know, and like, for example, my last relationship, like I think I thought also that I was, I don't know, I guess like had it more together than I did. And he had so had it together that it was like really kind of night and day. And, you know, he made me like forced me to grow up a little bit in the relationship by being like, what is this behavior? You know? And I really, if he hadn't said that, I wouldn't have known that sometimes I know that I'm being unreasonable and sometimes I do not, because to me it is reasonable.
Right.
And you need someone to kind of point that out. Yeah, you're in it. Right. And it is, you know, it was a little bit of an age gap thing and it really was like young person horseshit, which was actually so cute. I was like, I'm so young.
Yeah, that's what I said with mine. My partner's like 14 years older than me. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm like,
I'm like a teen bride.
Right.
22.
But it was
Crazy.
like, and he was like so patient about it or whatever. He's like, he's been through it, you know, like many more times, lived like a lifetime longer than me. But yeah, I'm like forever grateful for that because I think he kind of saw this breakup coming before I did. I would hope so. He's so much older and wiser, but he...
Was this the one who didn't want kids or is this another relationship? Okay.
But he made it so that like in this relationship prepared me for the relationship. So when I'm with someone and I really don't want to fuck it, I didn't want to fuck this one up, but when I'm in a relationship where it's like, that's going to be like a lifetime of misery if I fuck it up, I'll know how to act because he was like, what, like, you know, like get over this or like grow up or like this isn't reasonable. And I appreciate that. Who else is going to tell me that? Except for someone who really can see it from that perspective and be like, this is bullshit, you know? Like,
yeah, because sometimes we can't find the internal voice to talk to ourselves the way we need to be talked to. We're either like chastising ourselves or babying ourselves. And it's like, for me, it's been so hard to find the middle ground. So when someone in my life is like, hey, I don't know what this is, but it's really irresponsible. You need to get a handle on that.
Right.
Oh, that's how I've been needing to talk to myself this whole time.
Exactly. But also, like, for me, if you smell down there, I think your partner should tell you.
Because you probably have to go to the doctor.
Like your health.
Like I meet guys who are like, oh, her pussy smelled, whatever. I'm like, why didn't you tell her?
Yeah.
Like, you need, like, you might have saved her, like, her next boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, whatever, partner.
Yeah.
Like, I think they should, like, smell bad, like, your breath. They should go out of their way to tell you, for sure.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think most people don't know how to convey difficult information. People barely know how to talk to their partners about like little things.
And if I sit on something for even a little bit of time, by the time it comes out, I'm like, this thing's fucked up about you. And it just comes out not in the way I'm trying. And then they get pissed and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Right.
That's not how I meant it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
I was like, is there a knock at the door?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Hammering.
Yeah, I think you should tell your girl if her pussy smells. Do you have male followers?
We do. We
lot.
have a great amount of male followers. And
With
guys.
girlfriends that pussy smell?
Yeah.
What's your base like?
I mean, I've
Probably
known
more
guys.
smelly dicks.
Yeah, I never had a smelly dick.
I have.
I mean, if it's like sweaty because we just, you just got off work.
Dicks have a
Shower.
specific
They
stank
do.
to begin
They
with.
do. I like it. I like it.
It's fine. Like
annoying.
I feel neutral about it,
The
but
right person, yes, but like you really have to listen to your smells. You know what I mean? Your smells, like what you like and don't like tells you so much about like how they are as a person.
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah, because I have suppressed that knowledge enough times in my life where I was like,
smell?
no, never ignore your smells.
Yeah.
Your sense of smell is so smart. It's smarter than you because it like shortcuts something in your brain. It gives you information that you don't cognitively know how to process, but it communicates so much essential data.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of our like biological
Is everything
does feel
okay?
like someone's hammering.
Someone's hammering something.
Oh, okay.
We were very clear that we needed this as a podcast studio, and it is the noisiest fucking place on the goddamn planet. And next door is a podcast studio too. Anyway, I wanted to also, speaking, this kind of goes into what we're talking about right now. The book by Helen Fisher that you loved, Amanda, that talks about why people fall in love.
It is fascinating. Okay, so it's this anthropologist, Helen Fisher, and she studied why some people fall in love with others, like some people, not others. So basically, we all have four hormones. We all have it. Dopamine, testosterone, serotonin, and estrogen. We all have these. But we all have it in varying degrees. So she says high dopamine people, and these are your creatives, your professors, people that love novelty, fall in love with high dopamine people.
Yeah.
And they have the best sex life, but the highest divorce rates. Serotonin, people with high serotonin, these are your middle managers, your Midwest lawyer, they like to eat the same thing every day. They like tradition, they like religion, they like rules, like they like the structured traditional life.
Yeah.
They fall in love with people with high serotonin and they have the lowest divorce rates.
But what about people who are both? Like I love novelty, but I love tradition.
I just want to finish this one
Okay,
thing.
sorry.
So the last two are the estrogen and testosterone. So
Very masculine, very feminine.
but you could be a guy.
Sure.
You could be,
Totally.
You could be a woman with high testosterone.
Oh, I'm sure I am.
Yeah.
I think I am too.
You're looking at her.
I just aggressively smack her.
But I have a lot of estrogen, so I like it.
Right, but so people with a high estrogen fall in love with people with high testosterone. It doesn't mean man or woman. But
Right, because it complements each other.
It's blowing my
Balance.
mind right now.
it'll change your life.
They've had
So
raging
dopamine and
testosterone, my
serotonin.
boyfriend.
But you're right. So you have varying degrees. So if you're a dopamine serotonin person, you might fall in love with a dopamine serotonin person. I don't know how like the mix works, but
I'm gonna read this. This is very interesting.
it's like your highest level of hormones.
Well, it's like when people trauma bond, like they're probably both dopamine people, and they're like, "Oh my god, this bond, our love will never die." And
excitement, we need
3 months
novelty.
later, you're like, "I never want to see that person again."
Right.
Can you test you can test these levels? Like, but I mean, is this like a regular test? Some tests are like niche tests where you have to pay like $5,000.
Good info to know.
I'm gonna, you know what? My endocrinologist, he does a lot of wacky blood tests. I'm gonna ask him if he can test this for me.
Yeah.
Because I definitely like high dopamine people. I don't think I am a high dopamine person though. I
don't think you are
I'm
either.
like I'm a testosterone person.
What's the
most
difference
likely.
between dopamine and serotonin?
It's like the high.
Dopamine is the wanting chemical. I know, like serotonin.
Dopamine is like
excitement.
is serotonin on crack. I feel like 'Cause they're both contributing to happiness, but dopamine is like bursts, like things like mania are going to fall under that. Whereas serotonin is just like everything that you just described under the serotonin category seemed boring, but those were the people who are going to make it.
and
who are living in nice,
stable
and who are
lives.
truly the most happy. I think.
Live up to their own morals and values.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not just in the fast lane all the time.
Dopamine is like ecstasy, and then
Love it.
serotonin is like satisfaction. Like it's a quieter kind of happiness. You know what I mean?
that's
With
nice.
like more, like it's like a longer ROI.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I'm
Right.
gonna plant this tree because in 20 years it's gonna have lemons or
Right,
whatever.
right.
You know?
Like suffer now so you can enjoy later.
Right.
I wonder if you could change your hormone levels, like not by like injecting the hormone into you, but like by like your diet or something.
And also, when you get older, women get more testosterone as they get older and less estrogen, right? So maybe
Yeah.
You have to take
men get
estrogen
more-
though, and
like-
men have to take testosterone.
Right, yeah.
How many men do we know in their 50s and 60s that like have no leg hair? I mean, a lot of them get it.
It's not hot to me.
Yeah.
I like a hairy leg.
Yeah.
I do. I think I'm a high estrogen person. I think you know what I mean?
You're very girly.
You're very
There's
feminine.
no hair on here.
Yeah.
But I know, and you guys know all my exes except for the one that's not a comic, but I go for aggressively masculine guys. In fact, over the summer, there was like this article of like these 4 comics who got canceled or whatever from the club in Seattle. And my boyfriend at the time was like, what does it say about you that you've dated 3 of them?
That's so funny.
Because I love a canceled high testosterone man. That's my type.
I do too, but then we butt testosterone heads.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then these fucking Rebecca Trent said this something really funny to me a couple weekends ago. She goes, "Cat guys must love you, Corinne." She's like, "Because you're so
funny.
distant." And then I was going through all the guys.
Mark Maron would fall in love with you.
Yeah, I was going through all these fucking guys that I've dated, and I was like, "Yeah, cat guys do like me," and I don't like cat guys. There's a couple of cat guys. I've shouted out Toby on Are You Garbage on podcast before because he's a cat guy, and I do adore him. But I mean, just we're not fucking though. We're just friends. So it's like,
right.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, cat guys do. Fucking Paul had a cat. Another guy had a cat. He got a cat after I left, but I guess it's because he missed me. So he got a
To
cat.
compensate for your loss.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Cat guy's a very specific guy.
Yeah.
Very
Because
specific.
it's just
Dress
like
up like a cat, or they?
No, like they have cats.
They have cats.
Mark Maron is a famous
furry,
cat
like
guy.
a furry. They like
They like
they
to
love
seek
cats.
love. They like to seek love because I'm so distant. When the joke is, it's like I love dogs more than almost anyone I know. So it's like I'll have a cat, but we got to have a dog too.
Right.
Yeah.
This is not going to work.
Cats can
out.
be cool, but boy,
Yeah, cats are great. I don't mind having a cat, but there will also be a dog.
I think my issue, I don't know how to change this about myself, but I feel like it's ruined multiple relationships, is that I'm like a cat before we're in the relationship or like in the early stages when I'm like, I don't know. And then when we're in it, I'm like fully in love. I'm like a golden retriever. You can't. And the guy's like, because guys don't like that. They don't. They want
Sometimes.
the semblance of chase.
Yeah.
Like I remember
but when you're in the relationship, what are you starting to run when you're in the relationship?
I know, but
You always have to have one foot out the door. That's how I keep the boys calm.
seriously though, they're obsessed with you. You have to be a bitch a little bit because guys do like that.
That book, Why Men Love Bitches.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's a fucking great book.
What it's really about is men like girls with boundaries. It's not necessarily like being
correct.
a bitch.
Right.
It's having boundaries that they like.
But being a
Totally.
bitch about them.
Exactly, because they're explaining, like, because society calls women with boundaries bitches. So it's referring to it in the societal sense of what a bitch is, not an actual bitch.
Right.
But like I've seen guys post stuff like about their girlfriends where I'm like, oh, she seems like such a bitch. He can't. But I'm like, no, he likes that. He picked it. One guy was like, he's like he trains for marathons. Like he's like works out all the time. And he was like, I like posted like how much he'd done it in a month. And he was like, I just skipped this one day to spend with my girlfriend to stay in her good graces. And I was like, oh, she sounds like a bitch. And then I was like, no, he likes that. Yeah. He likes that, like putting my foot down. You're not gonna go out for this one day because we're gonna spend the day together.
And also as the woman, like fucking spend a day with your man for once.
Yeah.
And she advocated for herself and she needed that. So actually, instead of turning into a real bitch later, she's a bitch now, saying what she needs instead of holding it in and then lashing out in 3 months.
But you also can't be too gentle about it because then you're not taken seriously. If you're like, or you start crying, some men really don't respect that. If you're like, I just like really want you to sit, like you have to be like,
no,
kind of cutty about it. Like you are not going to do this today. Like fuck that. You're going to stay here with me. And they like that.
Yeah.
They do like it.
But I really in a relationship, I'm not like that. I'm so nice.
But you have it in you. I think you have the potential, Karen.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Because some people, I look at them and I go, I think they're a lost cause. I feel like you have it in you.
Yeah.
If I hope that you're right, but because I fall so in love, and maybe this also is like maybe I'm like more healed at this point. I really don't know. Like going forward, I guess we'll see. But I fall so in love that I just don't. I can't, like I fall disgustingly in love.
So you don't see the bad qualities.
Dude, it's like,
and in retrospect, I'm like, I was psychotic. Like I missed everything.
No, that's love is blind. Love is blind.
And love
blinding.
is stupid.
And it's such a the feeling is so overwhelming and blissful and euphoric that you're like, whatever I got to do to keep that feeling going, let's do it.
And then you get married and then you sober up.
Right. Or sometimes it's like, well, part of that is like nothing how I really feel.
Yeah, I was like that. If you're acting both like yourselves, that feeling just doesn't last that long. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Right.
Like, think about your parents. They don't, like, they weren't like, I can't wait for your dad to get home. You know, like.
Yeah,
no,
right.
literally not.
Not mine.
They were just like, oh, we
I don't know
fought
anybody
over
whose
socks
parents
on
are
it.
like
You know, it's like, that's what happens in marriage. You're just like, I don't give a shit. I'm
Part
so
of my
tired.
immaturity is like I really idealize marriage too. I'm like, this is so romantic. It's just so sweet.
think
Like
it
you're
can be.
mine and I'm
can be,
yours.
yeah.
I'm in your camp though, Karen. I think marriage could be super fucking fun.
beautiful.
I've never been married, but like
Same.
You're like I heard you say this, Corinne, in something we worked on before. Like it's a club for two. It's just like a secret society for you and
See,
that person.
I'm a big romantic if everyone starts acting like a fucking jackass.
No, they stop liking me so much.
It's so exciting. And then like I can imagine having kids with someone and be like, what's this gonna be like? Like we're both nervous and both like
Is that so
it can be so sweet and fun.
That's what I want.
But I think we sometimes have unrealistic expectations that it's always going to be like that.
Totally.
It's always going to be a high, always
yeah.
going to be, you know, never going to lose passion
And
for
that's
each
that
other.
dopamine, baby. Damn it.
Yeah, no, I mean, to me, marriage is like making this commitment that like it's going to take a lot for us, either of us, to walk away from that, right?
Right.
And as someone who likes to walk away from things, I mean, but that's why I take it so seriously. Like I really do. That's why I have like a bit of a problem, like a hang up with like dating a divorced person, because I'm like, it bothers me that you felt enough about someone else to go into that a partnership of that level. Yeah. With someone before you met me, even if you didn't even know I existed.
That's true. The divorced person that I dated, though, got divorced for such a good reason. He couldn't have stayed in the relationship. It was so egregious. It wasn't his fault.
Sure.
And it was just like such a disrespect that was heaped on him that, and he like, it was devastating, whatever. Like, if you're going to get divorced, then there you go. You know what I mean? Like, like lost 50 pounds. Like, you know, it was like a real
glow up, a post-divorce glow up. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I've never been divorced, but I watch motherfuckers that get divorced. I'm like, damn, you look better than you've ever looked.
Nothing is
Men and
more
women.
fattening than marriage.
Yeah. or being in love.
Louis C.K. has that bit about like everybody should get
his bit.
divorced because everyone's so like people.
Divorce is never
he has
bad.
that bit where he's like, "Oh, I got divorced," and people go, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." He goes, "No, it's great.
It's the best."
Like literally, like,
Yeah.
like it's so like everybody should get divorced.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Damn.
Well, we have to wrap, but thank you guys so much for. Is there anything else you wanted to end on, Corinne?
No, I think that's good.
This is a great convo about just being a woman in your 30s, baby. Where can we find both of you online? What would you like to promote? Let's go.
We have our podcast called The Audacity, and it's on social media, Audacity Comedy _, because I think Audacity Comedy was taken.
Yeah.
And YouTube /@Audacity Comedy, and I'm Keren Margolis, Keren.
And I'm Amanda Gail, the Amanda Gail and everything. So
Amazing. Thank you so much. This was so fun.
Thank you guys.
fun.
We love
Pleasure
you.
speaking with you. This has been Guys We Fuck, the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. We'll talk to you next Friday. Thanks. Bye.